All right, 2021 Nike Vapor Pro. Let's see what it's all about. Here we go. Hey, what is up everyone? It's Zach, Tennis Pro Doc, helping you improve your game and gear with science. And today I've got the first look at the 2021 Nike Vapor Pro. Now this is one of two Nike Vapors that's gonna come out in 21. The Vapor Pro here is one of them. The other one is the Nike Vapor Next, which is also gonna come out this year. Now, if you wanna see another brand new prototype shoe for 21, make sure you subscribe so you're the first one to see when I reveal this shoe. And if you got a guess to what this shoe is, make sure you leave me a comment down below. Let me know your guess. All right, let's get started with the Vapor Pro. All right, so when looking at the Nike Vapor Pro, if it reminds you of some other shoes that you've seen before, you're not alone. The shoe is actually a mashup of three other shoes. Let me show you. Number one, of course, it's a mashup of Nike Vapor 10, Nike Vapor 10 Knit, and Nike Vapor Cage 4. Now, they did some interesting things with these shoes, combining some old elements and actually adding some new ones as well. Now, starting in the uppers, if you notice, it looks like a traditional Vapor type shoe. However, the uppers are more of that Nike Flyknit material. Here you can actually see my finger through the material. So it is ultra breathable and ultra light. Now, it still does have a toe drag guard similar here to the Nike Vapor 10. However, they've beefed it up a ton here with an actual rubber stop up here. So you actually get a lot more toe drag protection than on the Nike Vapor 10 or the Nike Vapor 10 Knit. Now, Nike did do away with that signature long vertical integrated shoelace eyelet and opted more for just a traditional integrated shoelace eyelet. Now, if you look at the shoelace line, it is straight until you get to the very bottom of the toe box where it starts to diverge laterally or toward the outside of your foot. Now, I like that design element because here on the Vapor Cage 4, they're doing the same thing, only it's going in medially with a two-piece tongue. Now, the reason I don't like it on the Vapor Cage 4 is sometimes it feels like when you're pushing off, your foot's actually pushing through the shoe. Whereas here on the Vapor Pro, as it's going the other way, it's actually giving your big toe and your big toe joint more of a mechanical advantage, so it can actually pull the shoe along easier, and the shoe's gonna stay a lot more stable and more enveloping on your foot. So I actually like this design better than 10 and Vapor Cage 4. Now, another borrowed element in the Vapor Pro, which I love, is the tongue. It's the same neoprene tongue that's in the Vapor 10 Knit. However, they took out the booty liner of the Vapor 10 Knit, which I love, because the Vapor 10 Knit, although comfortable with that booty liner, does allow a lot of heel slippage. So you're getting the same cinching down feeling and the same glove-like fit and comfort the Vapor 10 Knit does in the tongue, but now you're getting the traditional heel counter, which gives you a lot better heel support and doesn't allow that heel slippage. Now, around the shoelace line, you see this string thing, which I'm not really sure does much of anything. I think it's just window dressing. And if you look at the inside of the shoe, you'll notice they have the same foam arch support that the Vapor 10 and the Vapor 10 Knit have. Now, remember, I don't really think this foam arch support really does much, so you're still gonna get that same pronation ability through these shoes. You're still gonna flex a lot medially. Now, if you look at the outside of the shoe, however, it's got the same plastic clip that the Vapor Cage 4 has, which I actually really do like this design element. Number one, because that plastic is really strong, that makes up for how light and airy and breathable the upper is, so you're still gonna get some stability. But number two, just the design of the clip. Remember, it comes up pretty high here on the heel, so you're gonna get a little more lateral stability in terms of ankle spraining. And number two, it comes up pretty high here in the toe box. So when you're just on one foot or you're off balance or you're trying to push off from an awkward position, this is actually gonna give you a pretty good moment of stability. So I actually really do like that they put one of my favorite elements of the Vapor Cage 4 on here to the Vapor Pro. And on the upper durability test, the Dremel 10 seconds highest grit sandpaper, barely a millimeter of damage on that new reinforced rubber part. So you are gonna get a lot more reinforcement on these shoes than you did on the 10s. All right, on the teardown, as you can see here on the removable insole, it's got some Nike hieroglyphics here. Leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think these mean. And on the midsole teardown, same exact heel height and heel to toe drop on the Vapor Pro versus the Vapor 10. I think the one big thing that the teardown shows you here is just how breathable that Nike Flyknit is up here. It's really making the shoe really light and breathable up here. So some similarities, but also some differences here. Now, the treads of the Nike Vapor Pro are the same as the Nike Vapor 10. It's that aggro crag material that really digs into everything pretty well. Hard, grass, carpet, clay. It's gonna grip everything. I actually really love these treads. Now, it also has that same integrated plastic shank. Now remember, on that shank, same as with that foam arch reinforcement, it is going to allow a little bit more of that medial flex on the shoe. So it is gonna be a little bit more forgiving for somebody with a higher arch. Remember, if you are flat-footed, this shoe is gonna allow a little bit more of that flexing, same as on the Vapor 10. And on the outsole durability test with the Dremel 10 seconds highest grit sandpaper, just about 2 millimeters of damage, exactly the same as the outsole durability of the Vapor 10. Now the fit of the Vapor Pro is going to be really similar to the Vapor 10 with one caveat, that plastic lateral clip like on the Vapor Cage 4s. These just are not going to accommodate the wide foot like the Vapor 10s did. So if you do have that wider foot, I probably would go up that half size. Now I am a 2E width foot, and on the Vapor 10s, I actually broke them in really easily, really quick. On the Vapor Pros, I really think I would go up that half size on this, just so that the outside of my foot doesn't start to get irritated as much. So with all the similarities between the Nike Vapor Pro and the Nike Vapor 10, they're gonna have a lot of the same playing characteristics too. The one thing I will say that the Vapor Pro is gonna have over the 10s is better lateral stability, better side-to-side movement. You're gonna just have a little bit more of a solid feeling when moving side to side. Maybe you're off one foot and you gotta push off the other direction. That lateral clip is gonna give these shoes just that little bit of a better moment of stability when you're in more of an awkward position. However, on the flip side of that, these shoes are going to be a little less forgiving than the Vapor 10s were. Now, with all this cross-engineering and reverse engineering of these three Nike shoes with the Vapor Pro, they still remind me of one other Nike shoe more than all three of these combined. Now stay with me on this one. And it's the Nike Air Zoom Prestige. Now I know they're two completely different shoes and they play totally different, they fit differently. However, I do think that the Nike Vapor Pro is going to be to the Nike Vapor Next what the Prestige was to the Vapor 10. I think it's just gonna be kind of a mashup of old technology that they put into a new shoe to give people that like the old shoe something to go into versus having to switch up to the Nike Vapor Next. So I do think that the Pro and the Prestige are gonna kind of fit into the same lane going into the future. And by now, I bet you're wondering how I was able to get my hands on these shoes. No, Nike did not send these to me, but you know what they say about foot doctors that used to teach tennis? We never reveal our secrets. So do you think the Vapor Pro is worth the upgrade from the Vapor 10? Or when the Vapor Pro comes out, are you just going to grab a pair of discounted Vapor 10s? Let me know in the comments down below. And make sure you keep your eyes peeled for more brand new shoe unveilings right here on this channel. Otherwise, hope you all have a great day, great night, wherever in the world you are tuning in from. I'll see you in the next video.